Spirit doesn't force, but it does guide us. And when that gentle nudge turns into a clear message, it's a good idea to listen to it. Let's see what you're being asked by Spirit to surrender to, release, welcome, and step into. Because the timing isn't random, it is aligned. So welcome to the channel, or welcome back. So awesome to see you here. I hope you're all doing really well out there. So our theme for our reading today is about surrender. We will be using a special oracle deck that talks just about that, and we'll do some tarot clarification to see what Spirit's trying to get your attention to move on from or shift in your life in some significant way. All right, timestamps in the description of the video. Let's get into it. All right, Aries, let's see what your message from Spirit is about surrendering, releasing, stepping into something new, but first clearing something out so you can do that. Let's see, Aries. Aries. All right, what do we have here? Surrender to rest and sleep. Now, Aries, how many of us really like to do that? You know, our Aries energy? No. But it's necessary sometimes. To prevent burnout, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Yes, so let's clarify that with the tarot to see if we get a sense of maybe how long you need to kind of just chillax for. Or kind of what is the burnout you are experiencing? Please forgive me. I am still on medication for my dental issue. So let's see what we have for you. I mean, definitely I have had to surrender to rest and sleep the last 10 days, and I did not want to, and I fought it, but the antibiotics were too strong. I had to. So thank you all for being patient with me, and you're recovering from this dental infection, but then of course there will be surgery, so there'll be more surrender to rest and sleep. So fellow Aries people who are going through a similar vibe, let me know how you're doing. Let's give support to one another in the comments. But this could also just be mental burnout as well. Like, it could be something going on, but this is also to prevent burnout, as the card says, to prevent it. So maybe you're kind of teetering on the edge of that burning of the candle at both ends type scenario that, again, Aries is famous for. And before it gets too, complicated, you want to take a rest. 7 of coins. Okay, very interesting that we're getting that. Wow, and a 7 of swords. You are kidding yourself if you think you don't need this time out. Don't be fibbing yourself. 2 of wands. Wow. Okay, interesting. I'm going to pull 2 more. Ace of cups. We're just reading everything holistically. And the Page of Wands. Okay, here's the thing. You are on the threshold of starting something new and happy for yourself. Ace of Cups, Page of Wands. You're going to be moving in a very exciting, fulfilling direction in your life. Look at these butterflies of joy. The Page of Wands is about starting something new. But first, he needs to take his magnifying glass and examine the path ahead. But before you can do that, you need to have the clear head to examine the path ahead, to prepare yourself. So this is coming for you, this beautiful, heartfelt new beginning. Okay, 2 of Wands is in your heart, which is an enforced timeout from the universe. Now, for some people, it's 2 days. This is what's in the heart. Other people, it's going to be 2 weeks. Other people, it might be 2 months. Okay, but there's going to be some sort of situation where it's a preparatory timeout. It's a preparatory rest and pullback because it's serving a purpose, which is so that your energy is at full gear to embrace this exciting new beginning for yourself. Ace of Cups, beautiful. Creativity, something you're falling in love with. A person, a place, a thing, a project, a whole new start. the Page, and it's your energy, Page of Wands. And this is also a whole new start for your energy also, whatever this is going to be with this Page of Wands. But here's the Seven of Swords. And that's like, no, I'm just going to tell myself little fibs about it so I don't have to do it. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is also a pause in the action. And she is sitting on top of the tree with her little piece of apple there. I love this card. I love this deck so much. And it is about getting the bigger picture perspective. Yeah, you may not want to take a timeout. Could be 7 days for some people too. I would say 2 days, 7 days, 2 weeks, or 2 months. Okay. So you may just be like, I don't want to do it, but it's necessary to see the bigger picture also of where you're going. Because if you are just pushing, you may not be seeing, the results or what needs to come next or what you need to adjust or whatever the case may be. So, you are, as I said, with the Seven of Swords, telling yourself a big Pinocchio if, you ignore that. So that's why you're going to accept it. The Two of Wands is in your heart. So you will accept this surrender and you're going to come back stronger. This is the thing. Ace of Cups, Page of Wands. This is almost a little like a cocoon stage, like a metamorphosis. I mean, she's like wrapped up in her covers here like a cocoon. Like there is something about this that is regenerative and will help you blossom. Here's all the butterflies. I mean, speaking of cocoons, that's going to help you regenerate yourself, your energy. Because if you think about it, I just find butterflies fascinating. I love them. The pupae, or whatever it's called, the, stages of the butterfly, at one point, it's just mush. It's mush. And then it finally coalesces into this beautiful creature that emerges. And of course, when the butterfly emerges from the cocoon, you cannot help it emerge. It needs to strengthen its wings by doing it on its own. And, it'll be fine. So this is a private, personal process. Nobody can speed up this for you. This is you dealing with something internally that you are. This rest will provide strength. You're thinking it's a timeout and that's showing some sort of not strength because that's Aries. We're invincible. But even Aries needs a rest. It's not a bad thing to surrender to it, and you're going to come out stronger on the other side. And what Aries doesn't like that? Okay, so my fellow Aries, lovely people out there, let's support one another with this energy because we're going to need it. We're going to need to look at this beautiful beginning that's going to be happening for us. All right, Taurus, let's see the surrender and release energy for you. Taurus, let us see. Taurus. All right, Taurus, it's time to surrender your fear of intimacy. Okay. You are ready to let love in, Taurus. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Now, this could be romantic, but it could also be just in personal relationships, a friendship where you really share your authentic self. You're willing to go deep and reveal who you are, and not just stay on the superficial. So any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Okay, so just keep that in mind in terms of, it could be romantic, but it could be just, in connecting with people in general. Okay, so let us see. And of course, if you have Taurus rising, your 7th house is Scorpio. And, Scorpio likes to keep things very private. So, and Scorpio usually has some sort of, control things going on. So, which can contribute to sometimes a fear of intimacy. But let's see. But you're ready. You're ready to let love in. That's what this is saying also. So remember, everything's a metaphor with these cards. I would say, surrender whatever fear you have about some sort of connection in a relationship. Oh, 10 of Swords. Okay. The Emperor. Okay. You're not the boss of me. King of Cups in the heart of the situation. 5 of Cups. and the Chariot. Okay, so this is interesting. So we're dealing with emotions here. We're dealing with big emotions because we have, of course, the King of Cups in your heart and we have the Five of Cups. So there is a fear. It's not so much a fear of physical closeness. I don't think that's it. It's a fear of emotional closeness. So, and it's because you dealt with somebody who was very bossy. Okay, you dealt with somebody who betrayed you on whatever level, in whatever way. 10 of Swords. You may still be recovering from that a little bit. But they are maybe just also taking up space in your head, 10 of Swords. But you are coming out of that cycle. You are on the edge of being ready for this, I think. And I think by Cancer season and with Jupiter going into Cancer, you are going to be ready for this. That's why I'm saying I think you're like right on the cusp of this happening for you. I am filming this April 28th. So depending on when I release this video, you know, adjust the timing, or whenever you're watching the video. But that's what I think. You know, this Emperor is your 12th house, Aries. So there is subconscious resistance, very possible here, to anyone who tries to control you or boss you in any way, and who is very selfish, like, and possibly narcissistic, which it's good to have your radar up about that. Yes. But it could be that you're kind of taking it to an extreme right now because you have been in such a difficult situation in the past. And sometimes, you know, we put up like a wall very, very high because then we think everybody's going to act like that. And then nobody can get in, even the good ones. So it could be something like that is what I am feeling. But you have reasons to feel this way, you know, absolutely, with this going on. So subconsciously, this person and energy is still taking up space, right? And then we have the King of Cups in your heart. So again, very, very intense emotional energy, especially because it's next to the Five of Cups. Your heart is still in emotional process and review. And there may even still be some regrets and nostalgia about the past, like the coulda, woulda, shouldas. Well, how come it didn't work out with whoever this represents for you? Well, it didn't work out. It's not your fault. It was them. It was definitely, it's not you. You know, it was them. It's not you, it's me. No, it's not you, it's them. Okay? It is them. They were very self-centered, self-focused, self-interested. And I'm just getting like serious bossy, like serious. And so, you know, but we have to naturally process through these different types of emotions. I mean, sometimes even though the person is like that, there may have been some good times. There may have been other things about the relationship that might have been good. But overall, this is the vibe. And so you could still be kind of emotionally processing through and wishing the good parts were still there, but you definitely don't want the bad parts. So it could just be that. But then we have the Chariot, which is beautiful, which is, again, the Cancer energy. You will finish this emotional processing. Now, everybody's situation is different. This is a general reading, but I would say you're going to finish this emotional processing within the next, 7 weeks, I would say. I mean, I'm saying not just 7 days. I'm saying 7 weeks because we have some intense energy still lingering. So that's why I'm saying you're on the cusp of this. You're on the cusp of going in a new direction, feeling more confident. And notice how her back is turned to all of this. You're, riding off into the dawn of a new day here with this Chariot. And you will move forward in new, fresh emotional directions. You will feel more confident about choosing, people who are not going to put you in this situation. Again, it's not your fault. I mean, people come into our lives for a reason. And, you'll be moving toward a very much more healthy emotional life for yourself. And it is possible that you meet somebody. Now, again, I would give this the Jupiter and Cancer transit, which starts on June 9th and goes until, the following July, I believe. I don't have the exact date tucked away in my brain at the moment of 2026 quite yet, but it's a year, 13 months long transit usually with Jupiter. So you're still healing. There's no rush for this, but it will come if you're open to it. That is what I feel. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know about surrender and release and moving forward. Let us see. Gemini. All right, what do we have here? Ooh, we have surrender to the wisdom of your body. Ooh, very nice. Listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. Wow. Okay. Very nice. Now, we do know that we, should be doing this, but a lot of times, we get caught up in stuff and we're not always tuned in, or we second guess our intuition, or we don't listen to our body. So this is a good reminder. But there may be something especially coming up. Let's check with the tarot soon that you need to know about in regards to this. All right, so let's see. So this is more about a person or situation your body's giving you signals about, and to surrender to it and not overthink it or talk yourself out of the intuition. Because of course, Gemini, you're very good at that, with your wonderful communication skills, you can talk yourself out of it. All right, let's see. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Oh, King of Wands. Talk about the body. There you go. Oh, and the Three of Swords. So it's going to go in your heart. You're going to feel the pang in your heart. Eight of Swords. Ace of Wands. More. Wow. Your body's going to tell you. And there you are at the end. Okay. So, ooh, I'm getting chills. This is what I feel. Now I'm going to read this sort of a couple different ways. So this is the ultimate body card because it's the king showing up. And notice how in this deck we have male and female kings, but I love all the magic sparkles coming out of her wand. This is high energy, high magic, like super potent and tuned in. And it's very strong manifestation energy. And wands are connected with the physical body. So your body is going to be sending sparks like like the 4th of July. And it could surface with a feeling in your chest. Okay. Now, obviously, if you think something's wrong with you, go to the ER or, seek medical advice immediately. We're not talking about something like that. This is intuitive that we are discussing. All right. So let's just make that clear. But we're feeling like, I'm sure you've had this experience. Let me know in the comments where, your heart literally like sinks, or you get this weird feeling in your chest area when something's going on. It manifests in different ways for different people, but that's how I think it's going to manifest. And yet the Eight of Swords, there's something here about in your heart is also denying it. Like, look at the arrows. The arrows are going straight to the heart. Like, the message is so perfectly simple. It's very clear. But yet, your heart is not wrapping around it. So the heart is getting the message, but your heart is also, because this is the card in the heart, you're also not accepting it either. Until you do accept it. Ace of Wands. So it may take a day. It may take a week, a day or a week. With the ace here, where, you'll get it. And you'll realize that you have to protect your energy. Look at the way she's kind of looking to the side. So I feel like there could be somebody who you might look to for advice. You might, find an answer in a book. You might need to do a little research just to be sure, like what you're feeling. And then we show up with you at the end, this King of Swords. So you will make the decision to protect your energy. It's the ace. Aces for me are about the self. You will take care of number one, which is you and your physical body, and listening to what it is telling you. So that's what I feel here. Now, the other possibility, if this is not somebody betraying you, which it could be, I feel like somebody could lie, and you're going to know the lie, but also not want to know the lie. But also the Three of Swords for me is a blockage. Somebody could be standing in your way of something. and you will sense it and feel it in the way I just described. So it could be that they're trying to block you, especially maybe from a business opportunity, because that's also the wands. Like they have pretended to be your friend or on your team or whatever, but secretly they have been, you know, kind of plotting behind the scenes or something. I mean, that can be Three of Swords also. And, you know, you've been friendly to them. You haven't done anything that would cause them to behave like that. You know, so who knows why people do what they do? A lot of times it's jealousy. So, you know, but you will fix it. You will, I think, do something. Ace of Wands. You will initiate an evasive maneuver, or you will subtly, because also with your energy here, if it's the blockage situation, I think you'll let that person know in kind of an indirect way that you know what they're up to. I don't feel there's a direct confrontation, but there's something like that. That's what I feel here. So let's see how this might play out for you. But I think, too, that maybe in about a month after you discover this, if it's a blockage situation, you may actually get a different opportunity, or there will be, you know, something that resolves the situation in some way. Like maybe that person gets a karmic payback. Maybe that person, you know, disappears from the scene, or the blockage is removed in some way. Like what they were trying to do falls through or doesn't have such a big impact or something like that, because the Ace of Wands is a very good card. So, you know, so just be advised of all of that. You know, this Eight of Swords in the heart is a little bit of the denial. And that's the thing that you want to be careful of. All right, Cancer, let's see what you need to know about surrender and release and moving towards something new. Whoops. Surrender. Cancer. All right, what do we have here? Surrender stress. Surrender your stress. Let it go. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Okay. I mean, that's helpful. That is helpful, but something else may need to be done as well. Let's consult the tarot and see. That's a step in the right direction. You know, stress is unfortunately a part of modern life. There are ways to minimize it. But let's see what you need to know. Maybe it's the source of the stress that can be changed. All right, let's see. Cancers. Cancer. We have Temperance. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. So it's your work. It's your job, more than likely. Or it could be with a Sagittarius or a Virgo. We're going to pull some more cards, but this is what we're starting out with here. So this is your 6th house of work and well-being. And then we have the Virgo Eight of Coins, which of course is a work energy as well. But this is your 3rd house, because so that's mental stress as well. So it could be the mental stress. You're focusing so much on some sort of work project that it is causing mental stress. And also this 6th house is also well-being. It's not just work, it's also well-being. So this is very interesting. All right, let's see what else we have for you. 5 of Cups is in your heart. 2 of Pentacles. And then the Empress. So what's very interesting here is you are trying to keep it all together, despite in your heart feeling like, you know, you're on the razor's edge here, so to speak. We have 2 cards of balance in this reading. We have our 2 of Coins and we have our Temperance. So this is about taking on too much. And it could be that you're forced to right now, maybe for whatever reasons, and that's why your heart is sad. Maybe you're missing somebody who used to help you with certain things. It could be a coworker. It could be somebody in your life, like you relied on, like a friend, family member, whomever. Like there could be your furry friend who was always there to listen to you. Like it could be, you know, anything like that, who was there to support you. So I'm getting this sense that you're feeling like you really got to kind of deal with all of this yourself and process through some private grief And that's what's causing the stress, I think, is not having that support that you used to have. And we have the Two of Coins, which again is like trying to stay stable in a dynamic that doesn't seem to be shifting. It just keeps going in a circle. So the Empress is key here at the end. She is just about nurturing and getting in the flow of things. And because she's associated with Libra, which is balance, and Taurus, which is slowing down, that's the key here. That's the key to this stress. There will always be things that you have to do. There will always be. There's, it's like there's always dishes to do. There's always emails to answer. There's always, projects at work the boss wants done yesterday. There's always these things. So this is saying, take a deep breath and take a leaf out of the Empress's book. That's what I feel here. So, and there may be stresses going on too with your mother, if she is still alive, or missing her support. So maybe that could be something like, think about, well, what would your mother advise you in this situation if she's no longer with you? What would she say for you to bring more balance back to this? So your well-being, we're talking about the 6th house. We're talking about, which is this over here, surrender stress. This requires more balance. So what can you do? It's always about using the energies. So can you get support that is now gone missing? Can you hire somebody to do something? Can you just decide, I'm not going to do that anymore, and let it go and be graceful about it and not care? Whatever you need to do. Maybe something needs to be put on the back burner. Maybe somebody needs to be put on the back burner right now because you need to get your balance back. And also, because we have these 2 balance cards, it is important for you to, again, not medical advice, but deal with balance things. So make sure you're staying hydrated, that you have enough of the potassium and the magnesium and all the electrolytes and all, again, not medical advice, consult your doctor, but all of those things that keep us well and balanced, so to speak, the nutrition, all of those things. Okay, so can we just surrender all stress? Maybe not. That's probably not realistic in today's world, but we can maybe surrender our approach to it, change something up, admit where we need help, or letting something go that's causing the stress, that type of thing. All right, Leo, let's see what energy you may want to surrender with Spirit's help. Bobo is here for you. Hello, Bobo. Let's see. Leos. We have surrender comparisons with other people. Oh, yes. Comparison is the thief of joy. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strengths, attractiveness, and power. Yes. Don't worry what everybody else is doing, Leo. You shine bright. You be you. All right, let's see what you need to know about this. We all do this, though. We all can do it. But there's something going on with maybe you've been doing a little too much lately, or Spirit's saying, bring the focus back to yourself. All right, let's see. Bobo, what do you think? He's concentrating. All right. Yeah, we have the 10 of Wands. So this could be in a work situation, perhaps. We have the Hanged Man. We have the Knight of Cups in your heart. We have the 6 of Wands. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, very nice. I think you've been wanting something to happen for a while in your career. This is what I feel. Or it could be, in some other situation. It could be a family situation, friendship circle, whatever. But I do feel career because of the Wands showing up here. We have your 8th house of transformation showing up here with the Hanged Man, the Pisces energy. So you have been waiting You have been sacrificing. You have been doing a lot to make progress. You've been working so hard. I mean, look at this 10 of Wands. But something hasn't quite gelled yet, but it's coming. I mean, it's over here. It is coming. So surrender comparisons with other people. So you're like, well, how come, you know, they have 10,000 followers, or how come they got the promotion, or how come they won that award, but I worked so hard and didn't get XYZ. There is something coming that's for you, that is meant for you. But right now, your energy might be stuck in this scenario of the comparison-itis. So that's not healthy self-talk either. So this Knight of Cups is in your heart. So what I would suggest, and what Spirit is suggesting, is to change the tune. You see she's stringing a little musical, or playing on a musically stringed instrument here, a lyre, L-Y-R-E, that's a heart. So it's about the gentle music that you tell yourself in your heart, and being kinder to the things that you are saying to yourself. And Knight of Cups, making a change in your self-talk and what you are doing, being more loving to yourself, because comparing yourself to other people is not loving. And that could go back to an old paradigm from, you know, your family of origin, maybe when you grew up, where the standards were so high, maybe siblings were pitted against one another, maybe there was shenanigans like that going on, so you never felt, maybe there was a golden child and there was the scapegoat, maybe you were the scapegoat and you never felt anything you did was enough, and so that maybe that pattern of comparisonitis is still, like, you know, part of your story. But maybe Spirit is saying it's time to shift that story. It's time to talk to yourself with more loving kindness and stop this type of thing. Because look what we have here. We have the 6 of Wands, which is beautiful, and also the 9 of Coins. And 9 of Coins, Pentacles for me are about self-esteem and self-worth. Because when you make comparisons to other people, you're putting yourself down. So I think this is interesting. This 6 of Wands here is the hummingbird sipping from the nectar of life. This is joy, and it's joy because you are being recognized. You are going to be rewarded in some way. Probably not in the way you think, though. And it's going to be unique to you, and it's incomparable. You can't compare your success to somebody else's. It's going to be uniquely yours because of also this 9 of Coins, which is very, very individual type of energy. And this is our Virgo. It's about nurturing, not criticism. So, and which comparisonitis is, because you're criticizing yourself in terms of, well, they have this, but I don't. So this 6 of Wands is very nice. And again, comparison is the thief of joy. As I said before, this is the joyful energy. So you want to bring that back to yourself. There may be something, again, hummingbirds are about the throat chakra, communication, the way in which you're speaking joy into your life, the way you are speaking to yourself with joyful and kind words and supportive energy. All right, so there's something beautiful shifting for you. And this could be happening in Virgo season coming up, like right after your birthday. It could be coming, you know, I would say within the next 6 months with this 6 of Wands showing up. Maybe sooner, of course. It's a general reading here. But this may take a little while for you to start doing this, because this is maybe ingrained. I mean, social media sets us up for this anyway, right? Like, how many likes did they get? How many retweets did they get? How many whatevers did they get? Or on Instagram, you're scrolling, oh, they have that, or they just bought that, or they did that. No. So it may take a little while to shift this, but you will shift it. And the moment you really start shifting that and having more gentle, loving kindness in your heart for yourself, the faster this will manifest for you. Okay? So you got this, Leo. All right, Virgo, let's see what Spirit wants you to know about surrender. Virgo. Surrender fear, Virgo. All right, let's see what it says. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. Yes, sometimes we forget to do that. Even a small step is still a step forward. It's progress. and it's worthy of acknowledgement and patting yourself on the back about. All right, so let's see what we need to know. And of course, the South Node is going through your sign. That can bring up stuff, fearful stories, because the South Node can often bring situations that require release, and that can feel scary that you have to release and change something in your life. That's what South Node does. So let's see. Virgo, surrender the fear. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions. 3 of Swords. And the 6 of Swords. Okay. Hierophant in your heart. The 4 of Wands. Yeah, you're going to come out the other side of this. And the 2, I can't end on a 2 of Swords. And the Fool. All right. You're being set up for a new beginning. Okay. We have the Fool here. This may be coming in... I'm feeling like about a month from whenever you're watching this reading. That's what I feel. All right, so we're surrendering the fear here. Stay in the moment, focusing on solutions. That's the issue here. Okay, so we have the 3 of Swords starting out this reading, which is a betrayal, a loss, a sadness. Something is shifting. There could be a blockage. Maybe spirit redirected you away from something you wanted. It didn't materialize, and thus you felt blocked. And that could be causing fear. Well, what am I going to do now? That option, that door is closed to me. That relationship, that situation is closed to me. Now, what do I do? 3 of Swords. First of all, you get into a 6 of Swords mindset. You accept whatever this is, that it's not for you. At least right now. Maybe it'll come back in some other form at some other time, but right now, no. So the sooner you can wrap your head around and accept this and move on and say, okay, I'm going to pull up anchor. I'm not going to keep trying to force this to happen somehow. I'm going to cut my losses. The faster you can do that, of course, we don't want to spiritually bypass or emotionally bypass and not process our emotions. Of course, you want to do that. But depending on what this is, this may go quicker or not for you. Okay, and then we have the Hierophant in your heart, which is about the Taurus energy. It is about the idea of getting some sort of professional knowledge, advice to help you. And Taurus energy is your 9th house of expansion. So whatever this was going to block you from expanding and growing. You just don't see it yet, but it's coming. So it might be helpful to get some actual advice, Hierophant, from somebody who has a familiarity with this situation. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be a therapist. It could be, you know, a book that you need to read, or maybe you need to talk to, you know, an accountant or a doctor or a lawyer or whomever, you know, but somebody who could help you with whatever is going on here to ease the fears and show you there is going to be a way forward. And that will put your heart in a 4 of Wands situation of feeling like there will be a door that will open for me. And because I'm consulting, here's these 2 people, I'm consulting with this person. Like, they'll show me what I need to do next. Yes, a 4 of Wands can be a literal celebration, which is also what this card says, is about celebrating even the small win. And the small win can be, I connected with somebody who gave me information. Now I got to act on it. But then, of course, we go into a 2 of Swords mode. Well, do I really do what this person said maybe is a good idea, or am I comfortable with that? What do I do next? So there could be, again, some hesitation, because there's this pull of this is still very strong. You had your heart set on something, 3 of Swords. But then here's the Fool. There will be a path that will open up for you. I think there's something here about not second guessing good advice you're going to get. Of course, run it through your own discretion and, you know, figure things out, of course, but also know that this is coming, this Fool. So you're going to be going through this process of, there's something going on in your life that is shifting and changing. The universe, I think, is redirecting you. Even this path is a little, circuitous. They're redirecting you, not to test you or make you upset, but because there is something better, the Fool. So that's what I feel here. Focus on solutions. Stay in the moment, which is very much a Fool energy as well. Fool is about surrender too. The Fool doesn't carry a lot of baggage into his or her future. It's just in that little knapsack or their backpack that they're toting around with them. So this is very good, Virgo. Trust the process. All right, Libras, let's see what Spirit is advising you to surrender to, release, move on from. Let us see. Libras. We have surrender procrastination. Oh my goodness. Is that a Libra card? I don't know. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. Okay. It's not that you procrastinate. It's more you deliberate. There's a difference. You're deliberating, you're weighing evidence, you're sifting through things, you're very careful with your decision making. So, all right, but right now it's the time to jump on a goal rather than putting it off. So let us see. Taking action will attract success, Libra. Let's see what you need to know. King of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles. This is about your money. 9 of Wands in your heart. King of Cups. And the 2 of Wands. I can't end on a 2 of Wands. And then the Emperor. Okay. The universe is offering you an opportunity to take control, take charge, possibly be in the spotlight a little. I'm kind of feeling that with this Emperor here. You're just wondering, this is what I think is going on. I think you're wondering if the emotional investment and the physical energy required for this will be worth it. And it could be right now, currently, with the 9 of Wands showing up in your heart, that you are feeling just a little energetically depleted. So you may need to just take a moment with this 2 of Wands showing up here to just kind of energetically regroup before you, jump on this next thing. But I'm also, the thing I'm really feeling more here, though, is it's more like, is this going to be just the same thing? Like, is it going to be so hard and too much work and I'm going to do it and then it won't pay off? I think this time it's different. This opportunity is different. First of all, we're starting out with a King of Pentacles, which is excellent. So you have the opportunity to really build something that could last for yourself with whatever this is that you're going to be doing next. We have the beautiful 8 of Coins here, which is about building, and it is about focus. This time, your focused energy has a very strong possibility of paying off. Again, not like the past. But sometimes we want things to just be easy. And that's not specific just to Libra. I mean, that's human nature. Sometimes we just want to be like, can we just do sort of a few things and have a big payout? And sometimes that can happen, sure. But I think it's like this time you're like, this better work if I'm going to invest all this energy. And probably too, you haven't been doing it because you do want it to be a little easier. I think there's something here you're going to make a decision about to invest your energy in that. Yes, there's going to be some graft. There's going to be some work, but it will pay off more than the things you've been doing before. Okay. And that is promised to you with the Emperor as the last card here. So this is good wealth building energy with the Emperor. And it is about strength, authority, independence, taking initiative, and standing in your truth and power. And of course, this is your 7th house of other people. So you showing up as this strong individual in other people's lives. So We have the Two of Wands here, which can be about, again, this gateway, this threshold. Is it going to be worth it this time? How much time and energy am I going to have to devote with the World card here to make this happen in my world? King of Cups, which is about, again, the emotional investment. Am I ready for this? And of course, this being Cancer energy, this is your 10th house of the public and career. I think what the vibe I'm getting from these energies is that something's going to be different this time for you. If you invest your energy when you're feeling energized, so if you're feeling a little 9 of Wandsy right now, maybe just rest a little. But when you get your energy back, what I would say is focus with that 8 of Coins on building, King of Pentacles, something that is going to last. It will take some hard work, 9 of Wands, but it's a gateway moment. It's a threshold to greater authority and greater success in your life, respect, and also abundance. I mean, it's the Emperor. He's got money. So, okay. But it's going to be also in the way you're showing up in other people's lives. You're going to be showing up in some way with a lot of gravitas, authority, expertise. That's the Emperor. And let's not forget, Saturn's going to be moving into this 7th house also for you, and Neptune's in there already. So it is a lot about the commitments that you are going to be making and the energies you're going to be bringing into other people's lives and how it can also benefit you. It's not just about, what you're doing for them, but what kind of empire can you build when it comes to successfully helping other people, which then will funnel the coins to you. All right, Scorpio, let's see what you need to know. What Spirit would like you to surrender to, move on from, release. Scorpio. Scorpio. Surrender your attachment to results. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Oh, yes. Anybody, Scorpio, can you relate to this? Okay, so let's see what you need to know about that. Surrender attachment to results. Scorpio, fixed sign energy and very dedicated and loyal. So it's like when we invest our energy into something, any Scorpio placement, we want the results. Because Scorpio is very picky and very discerning. Like we don't just do anything or invest in everything or certain project. Like we are really focused and selective. So yeah, we want results. We do. All right. But yes, we have to remember that law of manifestation, that it's fear-based when we keep checking, did it happen yet? That's fear-based because we're not trusting that our manifestation will happen. We're not trusting in ourselves and our energies and what we did put out there. So, all right, let's see. Surrender your attachment to results. Scorpio. Oh, yeah. 5 of Coins. But then there's the Ace of Cups. 3 of Coins in your heart. Another ace. Wow, an Ace of Wands. And the Moon. All right, so I am going to do a reading for the Scorpio full moon, your personal full moon that is coming up on May 12th, 13th, 14th time frame. I am filming this April 28th, and people may watch this at some other time in the future. But what I would say here is your full moon that's coming up, I think there's going to be a major piece of news, Ace of Wands, that is going to be the results that you want. There's something beautiful that will manifest for you with this Ace of Wands, a big seed planted, a big thumbs up, yes, from the universe, some sort of result you are looking for. It's going to lead to other things. It's just the beginning, but it's coming at that full moon of yours that's happening soon, couple weeks. But here's the thing right now. Oh, I'm getting chills. We have this 5 of Coins, which is, yes, this sense of I did something wrong. That is why it's not working. No, you didn't do anything wrong. You just need to shift your mindset. That's all. You're putting out good work. You're doing all the right things. So this 5 of Coins, Pentacles for me are about self-worth. So again, what I'm feeling here is you're questioning your worth, your value, that something is maybe somehow defective in you or what you're putting out there. It's not the case. It is not the case. So shift that. And what the cards are saying is release. Look at all the butterflies. She is releasing from her cup, and it's your sign. It's the cups. It's a water energy. She's releasing all her expectations of the outcome. She's letting them like visualize. This is a good thing to be visualizing when you get sucked back into, did it happen yet? Okay, you're releasing beautiful things out into the world. Results will come. Bring it back to yourself and affirming of all the good things that you are doing, and release those thoughts like the butterflies. Release them, okay? And get back to something else. 3 of Coins is in your heart. Keep going, keep building, keep working the plan. That's the 3 of Coins. And when you least expect it, but probably around your full moon. But I'm also going to say, like, because this is sort of a timeless reading, this may also be coming, in fire sign season. So it might be coming in Leo season, Wands, when we have the full moon in Aquarius. I don't have that date right at the top of my head, but you can look it up on the calendar. So that's possible also for some of you. All right, but that's what this is saying. It's like, and we know, I'm sure you can leave stories for me in the comments, that when we turn our attention away from the very thing that we've been energetically grasping that has to happen, hasn't happened yet, all these things, and we go for a walk, we distract ourselves, we talk to somebody on the phone, we get back to work on a different project or whatever, and shifting that energy, then the thing that we've been wanting often manifests. So this is a good reminder of all of that mindset work in the manifestation process. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what Spirit is advising you to surrender or release so that you can move on to something new in your life. Bobo is very large and in charge and present for your reading. Let's see what we have for you. Sagittarius, surrender to what is. Surrender to what is. Okay. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Okay. So, say that to an Aries, a Sag, or a Leo, right? It's like fire signs especially. Like we don't like to accept what is. We're always like going in there, right? And you are too. I mean, let's not forget that you are the archer, right? You got your bow and arrow ready to, get in there. So it's time to set that down and surrender to what is, and accepting something compassionately that's going on, and bringing yourself peace in your life. And, it could be too, maybe releasing whatever it is as well. So there's something you can't change right now, and to keep railing against it, to keep, like this and being upset about it, it's just going to cause you to be more upset. And believe me, I get it. It's hard to accept. It can be very difficult, but that will bring you peace. So let's see what it is. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Let's see what we have here. Bobo's assisting. We have the King of Swords. So it could be that you're dealing with an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or it's a lot of mental stress. And the 7 of Cups. So look at the stars that are going on. I think this is something about a wish. Let's see. 10 of Coins in your heart. The 4 of Coins. And the King of Cups. All right. This situation is going to emotionally shift, probably in Cancer season, or maybe starting in Gemini season when Jupiter goes into Cancer. But right now, there is nothing to do about it except stay in the energy of this 7 of Cups, which is creative visualization energy. So it's interesting that we have a similar vibe going on. This is Cups and this is Swords. Notice her fairy lights with her skirt here and her magic wand, and then all the stars in the sky and the same blue colors. Thank you. Thank you, Bobo. He's so sweet. Thank you. So there is something here to pay attention to. It's interesting that these cards are coming up like this. So what I'm feeling is there's either a delay in a dream is shifting. There's just nothing to do at this moment except be patient. That's what I feel about this. Flow with what is. I think this is about accepting the timing. And the other thing that may be going on here is that it's about finances, 10 of Pentacles. It could be about real estate, home, family, long-term financial security, because we also have the 4 of Pentacles showing up here, which again is another holding on to your money card. And also she has a home in this card in her arms. This is a home card. So it may be with a family situation. It may be about money and stability to keep the family together, to keep the family healthy, happy, keep a roof over your head, you know, all the things. Work with the metaphors, apply them to your life. But then we have the King of Cups, and you can see here that he has a ship in his hand and it's over his heart, but in his belly are the sharks. So right now you need to deal with the sharks, which are your own thoughts and your topsy-turvy things that are going on, and keep the faith. That's what this is. Keep your eye on the prize, keep your wish in your heart with this, and let your mind, because this is the swords, let your mind focus on the positive and what can be manifested. And accept the timing, okay? That this stability that you want is likely going to be supported with the arrival of Cancer season and Jupiter in Cancer. So Jupiter in Cancer is your 8th house of other people's money. It is a big transformation house. It is a legacy house. It is about financing, inheritances, tax refunds, and also tax payments. But it's things like that. It's money that comes from other people. So there could be, again, like the things that you're waiting on. You know, it's like you're trying to sell a property or get approved for an apartment or get the money together for a better apartment or get the money together to help a family member, maybe pay for something they need. You're going to get support. You're going to get support for that. So that's what I'm feeling here. Keep, again, the ship in your heart, you know, the hope in your heart that the waters will become calm and you will be heading and sailing in the right direction. So we have mental energy and emotional energy. It is vital that you keep a check on those things and accept the timing. There's nothing bad here. These are no bad cards. So that's what I'm feeling here with this. It is just about compassionately accepting exactly what is going on right now, which is that the timing is not here yet, but it will be. Okay, and things will move in the right direction for you to help you build something and manifest something, some sort of wish about your financial security and your family's security in some way. All right, Capricorn, let's see what Spirit is suggesting you surrender and release so you can move on to bigger, better, and brighter things. Capricorn. Surrender to creativity, Capricorn. Okay, how did the new moon in Taurus light up your creativity? That was yesterday. I'm filming this April 28th, the day after. Are you on a creative streak right now, Capricorn? Let your imagination soar. Stay open to all creative ideas about how to pursue a dream or solve a problem. Okay. You're very resourceful, very creative. So this is not just about surrendering to creating art or writing or making music. This is also about solving some situation in your life and coming up with a creative solution. All right. Or pursuing a dream and something you want to manifest in your life. All right, let's see what we need to know. Capricorn. Let us see. Capricorn dreams. Oh, Ace of Cups. Page of Cups. I'm getting like a little song going on here for you, Capricorn. 9 of Pentacles in your heart. I'm liking this. 6 of Wands. And what is this 5 of Wands? Ruining the vibe here. Okay. All right. What this is, I think you're just going to be, I gotta pull one more. I can't do on a 5 of Wands. And a 4 of Cups. Okay. this is what I feel. It's going to take a couple of tries before you get it, but you are going to get it. Okay? You are coming up with a solution to solve the problem, manifest the dream. That's what this is over here. Okay, you will successfully, I'm kind of just reading all this holistically, you will successfully, Six of Wands, victory and success, manifest the solution. But with this Five of Wands, there may be a few pieces you have to still move into place. There may be things you need to organize, things you need to get under control in some way. And it's not to disappoint you, but it will happen. So despite the fact, like, don't rain on your own parade. There just may be some, like, it's not really frustration. It's more like there's a lot more to it maybe than you're thinking, although it's still a creative and good solution. So don't let this Five of Wands, because fives are transient. They don't last. They don't stick around. Don't let the Five of Wands worry you and then you get all down on it and you think, oh, now I got to go back to the drawing board. No, your solution is good. All right. So you know what I'm saying here, because you got the Six of Wands. You got the Six of Wands, but it's like you joyfully find the solution and you want it manifested the next day, you know, but there's a couple of things you're going to have to tweak. That's all the Five of Wands is, pieces and things you need to move into place. All right. So look, we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Page of Cups. So this is your third house of Pisces. This is the energy of creative problem solving. This is your third house of your mental energy. So this is about tuning into your intuition also with this Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. So rather than trying to solve this problem with a mental approach, which, yes, it's the third house, mental, but I feel like it's more listening to your intuition and then taking that information and putting it into some sort of concrete, maybe written notes or plan or to-do list or something like that. So instead of approaching all of this mentally first, like let me think what I'm going to do, it's more, no, accept what's in your heart and what feels free and light and easy with this butterfly motif with the Ace of Cups, and also what is going to make you happy. Aces are about the self. It's the cups. What's going to make you happy? And it's about starting something new and moving in the direction of your happiness, where things feel lighter, freer, and easier, where they feel expansive. Because then in your heart, we have the Virgo, the Nine of Coins, which is your ninth house of expansion and growth. And this is about feeling really happy with the results. So this may have something to do with your own business if you own one, since she's independently employed or wealthy here, this Nine of Coins. But it can be about any ninth house thing. So it can be about writing. It can be about teaching, academia. It can be about travel, international business, internet businesses, you know, things that you're trying to get started in those ways. It can be about your life philosophy, your spirituality. It can be about the law, politics, religion, any of those types of areas that you're wanting to grow and expand in, or if you're in those industries. Okay. So, and ninth house for me is also like big media. Like, so if you're working for like a big media company, like if you're in film production or, you know, media that reaches around the world, I mean, it is internet. So, I mean, it could be YouTube, it's possible. But if you're in any of these types of things, like, you know, what you're looking for is something that is going to bring in more money and keep you going with some sort of independent pursuit, make you feel more abundant. That's the other thing here too. So your dream could just be the manifestation of the money. Well, how is that going to happen? It may be that you want to manifest your creative works and have them start making you money, like something you do for pleasure and fun, hobbies. We just had a new moon in your fifth house of hobbies and pleasure. But you're like, yeah, I love doing that, Stella, but, you know, it'd be nice to have a little money coming in from it. So it could be something like that. You're going to, whatever this dream or problem or whatever that you're trying to find a solution to, you will find it. Okay, you will find it. And it'll bring a lot of joy and pleasure to you. And you'll feel very abundant in doing it and expansive. Like, wow, I'm really stepping into a huge potential here for myself. And this is also more joy. It is vital that you connect with your joy and what your intuition is telling you is joyful. That you're not talking yourself into something. And again, we have a hummingbird, throat chakra connected. So bluebird of happiness So it's about also creative self-expression, speaking your truth, doing things with a lot of joy, expressing your talents joyfully, expressing who you are joyfully. But like I said, these two things, I've already explained them. This is not to dampen your enthusiasm or rain on your parade. This is just, you will work through this. It's a little tinkering with the plan, but the overall solution and structure you're coming up with, and your joy and your intuitive knowing that this is the right thing to begin, is on point. So don't dismiss that. You know, any Capricorn can fix this. This is Capricorn's strength. Oh, we got the Five of Wands. All right, let me manage that. Let me figure that out. Oh, all right. So I got to do that now. And you just buckle in, you do it. This is, I think, sometimes more challenging for Capricorn because you're ruled by Saturn. So, you know, coming up with the idea of stepping into joy rather than stepping into a spreadsheet. You know what I'm saying? That's maybe more challenging. So, but you got this. You got this. It's a little bit of a different approach for you. And that's what's going to make it happen and make it golden. All right, Aquarius, let's see what a spirit is advising for release and surrender in your life so you can move on. Aquarius. Surrender to divine timing, Aquarius. Okay. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. All right, let's see what you need to know about that. Aquarius, surrender to divine timing. Oh, we have the Fool. And then we have the Queen of Wands. All right. Seven of Cups in your heart. Two of Wands. And the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Okay, so a wish is going to manifest for you. Beautiful. Ace of Cups here. You have a wish in your heart. The Seven of Cups. Wishing on a star. Queen of Wands. And the Fool. So likely there's something about a new beginning at hand. So what I think is interesting is that I'm not feeling the Cups as the time marker. I'm feeling the Queen of Wands as the time marker. So I would say the divine timing issue here is twofold. It's going to happen unexpectedly because this Uranian energy is associated with the Fool. Out of the blue, and it could be when you're away from home that the news comes in. Like you get the phone call, the text, the opportunity, like you meet somebody, you're not going to be at home or in your usual place. And it's likely to be happening in a fire sign season. Now we just finished Aries season. So it could be happening in Leo season, Sagittarius season, or it might be happening when the moon is in a fire sign. So obviously you can check online, get a monthly moon calendar and see, you know, when are the fire moons? When is the moon in Aries, Sag, Leo? So it could be something like that. But we do have strong Leo energy showing up in the Queen of Wands scenario here. But, you know, so that's what I feel here. It's like, keep the faith and the focus, Queen of Wands. Keep your joy about this wish that you want to manifest. And it is coming. We have the beautiful Ace of Cups. We have a Two of Wands, which is about waiting. It may be coming around a full moon. So again, when you're looking at the calendar, you know, and you see, okay, there's a full moon. It could be the full moon in Scorpio, but, you know, 2 days after that, the moon is in Sagittarius. So it might be timed around like a full moon as well. So that's possible. But the Two of Wands is about the fact that there is something that you're going to be moving through. You are going to be moving through a threshold. There is a gateway, a doorway, a whole new situation that will be manifesting that will bring a lot of joy to your life. Ace of Cups. And it'll bring more freedom. I mean, we have the butterflies here. We have the Uranus energy here. And of course, this is your ruling energy, the Fool. So this is very exciting. Just keep your focus on the positive here with this Queen of Wands and know that it is meant for you. The universe is arranging it of when it's going to come in, and be patient. The Two of Wands. So, you know, because our greatest problem often when we're going through this type of thing, when we have something we're wishing for very sincerely and very intently, is that we tend to doubt ourselves, or we get impatient, and then we get like, when is it happening? When is it happening? When is it happening? And then that pushes it farther away. So this is saying trust, it's on its way. It will have a surprise twist also to it, very possible, this new beginning, this new opportunity. One that maybe you're not quite expecting either, but it's good. So we shall see, but let me know in the comments, what is this thing that you are wishing for, Aquarius, with your little magic wand, pulling it out of the starry sky? What is this thing? All right, Pisces, let's see what a spirit is advising for your surrender, release, so you can move on type energies. Pisces, let us see. Oh, surrender the habit of people pleasing. Cut it out. All right. Speak your needs and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. Okay. Let's see what you need to know about that, Pisces. North Node in your sign. It's time to think about yourself, and it's perfectly okay to do that. But it's also saying speak your needs and be true to yourself. All right. Yeah, wow, look at this devil. But then the sun, beautiful. Knight of Wands in your heart. The Nine of Cups, beautiful. Five of Cups. The Hermit. All right, this is what I feel. There is an energy in your life, the Devil card, that is very codependent, dysfunctional. This is either a friendship, relationship. We're getting your Virgo 7th house of relationship showing up here. So whoever this is in your life, they want your energy. They are siphoning your energy. Here is the Sun card, this Leo. And this Leo is your 6th house of work and well-being. And this could be happening at work. This could be happening in terms of family or romance, and it's your energy's being drained. It's affecting your well-being. So your heart is ready to jump through a hoop of fire and move away from this, because you're realizing that your life force energy, sun, is getting sucked out of you from, I think, one particular individual. This is not systemic to your life. This is not like everyone in your life. This is one particular one where it has been like this for a while. And they are going to be very, very surprised when you withdraw your energy and choose yourself. Okay, because we have this wish card. You have been wanting to get out of this for a while. And this Five of Cups is not your energy. That's their energy. They're going to be crying a river because you are calling your energy back to yourself, this Knight of Wands, and you're saying enough is enough. And you're choosing yourself. You're staying in your confident, heart-centered power, the sun. And you're saying, no more of this. This is very powerful reading. So you can see in this deck, she's entrapped in a spider web. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet. So there is an entanglement of energy that is unhealthy. But you're going to be, moving through that web. You're going to be probably, burning it down here. Knight of Wands. I mean, not literally, of course. This is all a metaphor. But you're moving on and you're not looking back. But what I feel is this could be your energy, of course, because it's your 7th house of relationships. You'd rather be alone and than deal with this person anymore. But also what I'm feeling is this person's going to be feeling very isolated and alone. And as I said, crying a river, because you have successfully moved away from them and you're not entertaining their energy anymore. I do feel like there may be something of a point of no return. There could be, usually Knight of Swords is more an argument. Knight of Wands is simply removing yourself from the situation very fast. And as also don't look back, because it's a burn in a bridge. It's a burn in a bridge type energy. So even though they are still probably going to be blowing up your DMs and texting you and all the things, you're just like, no, I choose myself. And notice here with her little fan, this particular 9 of Cups, this is like a very protective barrier also. It's like, you're not going to take any more of my energy. I have my own wishes and hopes and dreams, 9 of Cups to focus in on. And I don't want to deal with your shenanigans anymore. So I think that's very interesting. So it's this energy. This person's going to be all alone and isolated because of you just, cutting off. And, sometimes that's warranted. It all depends on the situation. That's why I always say apply the energies to your life. But this is somebody who's not going to take no for an answer. And because this energy has been in an unhealthy dynamic, they're going to try to lure you back into their web. So yes, they may flatter you. They may play the pity card. They may show up at your doorstep with crocodile tears. It doesn't mean that you have to take them back or deal with them again. It's that level of situation you are dealing with in your life, all right, is what I feel here. So this is not people pleasing for all and sundry in your life, but one particular energy that's gotten really used to your tendency to be a good and nice person, which you are, but they are not. And they have been taking advantage for a long time. Okay. And you're done. You're like over the dynamic. You are so finished, Pisces. You're so finished. So thank you so much for joining me for Spirit's advice of surrendering and releasing certain energies in your life so that you can move on and manifest better things. Please leave me a comment. Let me know how you plan to use these energies. I would love to hear it. If you got value out of the video, want to give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody who could use the messages, that also would be very welcomed and very much appreciated. Love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.